Hey guys, welcome back to Cooking with Hippo. I'm Big Hippo, and today for episode 2, we're going to make chicken parmesan. So here's a list of ingredients of everything you're going to need if you want to make it. We're going to use salt and pepper just to season the chicken. We're going to have a pasta sauce to put on top of the chicken. You can use any pasta sauce you want, any brand, doesn't matter. Same with the olive oil, you can use any olive oil you want, any brand. You just need some olive oil. We're going to use breadcrumbs here, panko breadcrumbs. They'll give it that crispy, crunchy taste. We're going to season those with the breadcrumbs. And you're also going to need 3 different kinds of cheese. You're going to need a fresh mozzarella. You want to make sure it's fresh mozzarella. We're going to get fresh provolone cheese here. It's got to be fresh provolone. This is Sargento.
Did you wash your hands after beating off on the couch?
Yes. And then we have a shredded Parmesan cheese. You got to make sure it's fresh Parmesan cheese, like this. So we also have 6 boneless, skinless chicken breasts. This is the hand-trimmed stuff. This is probably the best that you can get for this that we're making today.
I preheated the oven, genius.
Yes, you also want to preheat your oven to 450. 450, which James has graciously done for us. Thank you, James. Or Jaime, whatever your name was again. You're going to need 2 eggs for this. 2 eggs. You're going to need all-purpose flour. And then that's all you're going to need for the chicken. These right here are sides. If you want to make a pasta or any kind of spaghetti to go with it, you can choose your own pasta for that. And then we also got some garlic bread just for a side. So you can make some garlic bread with it, and then that'll be a nice meal. And then I'll get everything prepped, ready to go, and we'll come back to you guys when we're ready to cook. Alright guys, so now all we're doing is we're seasoning up the chicken here. We got it on our cutting board. Nice, you want to make sure you want to wash the chicken nice before you season it. Get a nice amount on every piece. Salt and pepper. And then when you're done, you're going to flip it over and you're going to do the other side. And that's all you do is season the chicken. And we'll come back when we're ready with the next step. Alright guys, so now what we're doing is we're just beating our eggs here. We want to use these eggs to coat the chicken with our breadcrumbs. And you also want to make sure when you coat them with the breadcrumbs, you season your breadcrumbs. You can use the grated Parmesan cheese, because the cheese, when you put them on the chicken, are going to get crispy with the breadcrumbs themselves. So it's a good idea to use Parmesan cheese in there. You also want to make sure, I forgot to mention earlier, for chicken, you want to make sure that you wash your hands thoroughly very often, because you don't want to cross-contaminate anything and you don't want to touch anything. Spread that salmonella. You also want to make sure that you clean your chicken very well. And I will get back to you guys when we're ready for the next step.
Hey, I'm opening the can. Matt forgot his can opener. Or Hippo did.
What's my real name, dumbass?
He's large, that's all you need to know.
Okay, so now we're on to our next step. What you want to do here is you want to take your flour and you want to take a sifter and you want to very gently just sprinkle the flour on the chicken like so. You don't want too much, you just want enough to where it will grab onto the egg, so that everything will grab onto that batter or that breadcrumbs when we're ready. So just like this, very gently over all the pieces of chicken that you have. And then you just want to flip them over and you want to do the other side just like this. And then when we're ready for the next step, we'll come back. Alright guys, so now we got the chicken plate with, excuse me sir. So now what we're going to do is we're just going to go ahead and gently put in the chicken and the egg. Hey, pay attention. Put the chicken here and the egg. You want to get both sides nice and wet. And then from there, you want to put it in your panko. You want to kind of push it down so that those flakes and the breadcrumbs stick to it. Push it down so it gets all nice on there. Both sides do twice. Push it down. Push it down. Flip it over and do it again. Alright, and then we're going to do that for the rest of these. And then we're going to be ready to, we're going to let them sit. After you do the 6, you're going to want them to sit for 15 minutes. before you put them in the oven. And then after those 15 minutes, we'll come back when we put them in the oven. Alright guys, so this is what you want your chicken to look like while it's resting. Once you finish breading it, you want it to sit and rest for 15 minutes. So you got your breading, your breadcrumbs, and I got the Parmesan cheese mixed in with the breadcrumbs. And then what you want to do while you're waiting for that is you want to cut your fresh mozzarella here. You want to cut it up into small cubes because this is what's going to go on first onto the chicken. You're going to cook all this stuff together at the same time. So what you want to do is you just want to get nice soft cuts. Doesn't have to be perfect. Right down the side there.
Just
okay, so basically just something like that. Nice little thin slivers, cut them into cubes. Basically something you just want to put on top of the chicken when it's ready to go in. It doesn't have to be perfect. No one's giving you style points here. Nice little cuts, just like that. Cut them again. So you basically, when you're done, you want cubes like these. Just small little pieces, just like that, that we're going to put on top of the chicken when it goes in. So you just want to do that for the rest of it. And we'll get back to you when we're ready for the next step. Alright guys, so our chicken has sat for 15 minutes. As you can hear our timer going off. So now what we're going to do...
should I turn that timer on?
Yes, please. Thank you, James.
Alright.
So now what we're ready to do is we're going to take 1 cup of olive oil. We're going to put 1 cup of olive oil in our skillet here. And what you want to do is you want to cook each side for 2 minutes. You don't want to cook it thoroughly, just 2 minutes each side, because you want to sear in. You want to get those breadcrumbs nice and crispy before you put it in the oven. So what we're going to do is we're going to put on our skillet for medium-high heat, medium-high, and once this starts simmering or bubbling a little bit, we know it's ready. Alright, so we got this on medium heat. Once it starts simmering, we'll know it's ready to cook. What I like to do is I like to just put a little piece of panko in there. Once you put the panko in there, if it starts to bubble, you know it's ready. So we'll come back when we're ready for the next step. Guys, so while your oil is going, I can already actually hear it, so this is almost done. You want to go ahead and turn on your water for your pasta, get that boiling. What you want to do with that is you want to get some sea salt. Sea salt will help it boil quicker. So you want to take your sea salt, put that in with the water. That'll help it boil. We had something from the crowd out there. I don't know what this guy's saying. What's that, sir? What, you have something to say?
Yeah, you want to review the video.
I think you said something about olive oil.
Do not put it in the water.
He said do not put it in the water, and I agree with him. Do not put it in the water. People put that in the water because they think it helps pasta not stick. You know, I just don't believe that that's true. You don't need it. I mean, he's wearing glasses, so he must know what he's talking about. So once this comes to a boil, we're going to add our spaghetti. That's going to take 7 minutes. Once we take the chicken out, it's not in yet, it's still sitting here. But once the chicken's done, we're going to pop the garlic bread in, and everything should be ready together, and we're going to have a real great meal. I'll come back when we're ready for more. Alright guys, so our oil is hot enough. So what we're going to do now is we're just going to start putting these in here. That's exactly what we want. We don't want a big show, just a small simmer like that. So we should be able to get 2 of these in here at the same time. So we're going to have those bubble up. 2 minutes each side, and then we're going to flip them, and we're going to be ready to go for the next ones. Alright guys, I just want to give an update on how the chicken should look. You want to get it brown just a little bit. You don't want it fully cooked in the pan, because you want it to be raw when you put it in the oven. It's going to cook in the oven. All we want to do here is we want to brown and crisp the edges so that when it cooks in the oven, it'll stay crispy. So you want all your chicken to look like this when you put it in, and then we'll come back to, basically when you cook the chicken, you want it to be done when the internal temperature is 165 degrees. So if you have one of those meat thermometers, you can put in there and check it. You want it to be 165, and then you know it's done.
So this thing over here, he demanded that this spaghetti be cooked earlier and served cold on top of the chicken. due to ignorance, I would say, on the fat Hippo's part. He's a really pathetic fat individual who's excessively fat. The chicken is cooking, I guess.
I've gotten the chicken, we've cleaned it, we've seasoned it, we've got the breadcrumbs on it, we've got it seared in the skillet here that we made a sauce, each of these. Basically what we're going to do, you don't want to use too much sauce. I'll show you how to do one, and then you can you're going to do the rest for each of these. So you don't want too much sauce, you don't want to overpower it. You can use any sauce you want, doesn't matter the brand. So you want that much sauce. And then we've got our basil here, but what you're going to want to do, we got fresh mozzarella here, cut up into chunks. So you're going to want to put fresh mozzarella on each slice. So you don't want to do too much. You want to do about an ounce of cheese per piece. And that cheese is going to melt when you do it. You can hear our studio audience in the background there. Really excited about this recipe. So you want to do the Parm, you want to do fresh mozzarella. And then here we've got fresh. Alright, so here we got fresh basil that we cut up. So after the fresh mozzarella, we're going to just put the basil across like that. Doesn't have to be perfect, we're just using this for color basically. So that's the basil. After the basil, we're going to use our provolone. Professional here. So basically you just want to put your provolone on there like that. And then, last but not least, we're going to do our shredded Parmesan cheese. Fresh. We're going to sprinkle that on top. Just like this. You don't want too much cheese because you already got enough on there already. And then, final step, you want to take the olive oil that we have, and you just want to sprinkle a little bit, not a lot, just a lot, like that. You want me to do the last 2 seconds? Olive oil on it! I'll do it! Guys, so I'm just putting the finishing touches on these. Putting a little olive oil over the top. And we're going to put them in the oven now. It's been preheating, it's on 450. Delicious, doesn't it, guys? Take a look at that.
Yeah, all of a sudden.
Always ready to go in. We're going to cook them for 15 to 20 minutes. You should feel how heavy this is. Jesus. 15 to 20 minutes. And we'll be back after that. See how they look. Alright, guys. We have a guest here. This is Mr. Chris Brochet. I'm just going to go ahead and just check our chicken here. Check, basically. So here's the piece I cut. Alright, so this is the thickest piece we had.
He was playing with some back to the emergency. He was playing with some strangers.
Looks juicy. Looks juicy and done, yes? See, the problem with chicken is if you overcook it, it dries out. This is actually...
Don't touch it with that. Where are we?
Thank you, sir. Alright, so as you can see, we're finished. This is the end result. Yeah, thank you. That's our end result. Our spaghetti is done and sitting. Oh, for Christ's sake. We got our sauce here. This is ready to go. You can see the steam coming up. And then inside here, if you can see, we've got our garlic bread. It's just about done. A couple more minutes, and then we're ready to eat. So we'll bring you back for one last plating and let you know how it looks.
So Matt and I were conversing, and I definitely give it my seal of approval.
Big Hippo.
King Hippo, excuse
Big
me.
Hippo.
Big Hippo. Excuse the errors. The chicken parmesan looks great. Now we're just waiting on the pasta and sauce, so should be done momentarily.
You're such a pig, Billy.
Only played the maximum keep this thing.
Alright, got it. Alright, guys. Spaghetti's done, bread's done, chicken's done. This is our final product. We're gonna go ahead and plate the critic first. When we get the silverware.
And all the hot girls are gone! They break my dick off in them!
Okay. Thank you. That was one of our our audience members.
I used to work at the movie theater with Oswego.
Billy weighed about.
Oh, you didn't work for that, but she looks amazing.
I did work the one a bit.
Oh, you know.
Actually, I did see him.
I wiped everything off. I cleaned it. Okay.
Really good.
Holy shit!
Hospital style.
Now you see
Like
what
a real
you
meal.
can see what I've been doing all day.
I said it was good. It looked good.
What do you think I was making? A Lunchable?
Let me take a picture.
Are we gonna say?
grace?
Okay. This is and now the rest of you.
See, look at all his tits sweat.
I know, dude. It's fucking hot.
He's
in there.
literally been slaving over.
Hey,
a
it's
hot
not
stove.
good food unless there's tit sweat.
There's
He's
no
literally been slaving his tits over a hot
ventilation
stove.
in there.
That's awesome.
James, are you eating?
Yes.
All right.
You made that?
Yeah.
Hire him. Hire him for the Wagner.
I'm hiring you for the bistro.
Wagner family cook. Just have the chef do
be my
that.
one
Get back to work.
So many here.
Good overall. Could use some more salt.
Like that, don't you?
Yeah.
He doesn't leave the house. You
He's
see
cooked.
that?
No, Matt's cooked for us before.
If I get served last, I'm going to call it a
7.3.
racial issue.
You fucking made garlic.
7.3.
Unbelievable.
5.
Unbelievable.
No, that's Frozen.
Watch the
video.
The other concern is that
He's literally
the
did
bottom
push-ups,
of the
sit-ups,
chicken
squats,
parm
and
is
pull-ups.
soggy.
That was it.
Yeah.
And now I'm
Fucking
actually like,
pathetic.
doing like weights now. and shit.
Here, James.
It's not loaded.
I don't like it.
Oh, I'll take Christmas.
Maybe it was one of the.
Alright.
Maybe it was one of the two that I put in the pan. The first one that overcooked.
Yeah, so next time my suggestion would be to let it kind of, instead of sitting
Well,
on the
you don't have
plate,
to worry because next time you're not going to be here. So.
next time consider cooking it on a cooling rack in the pan. That way the bottom dries out and doesn't get soggy.
Yeah, use your fucking
I
mind.
made, so check this out.
Roche, I think you got one. Look at his face. James is so disappointed. Well, because you're not going to eat, James. Fuck you. You can have some.
Bravo.
Yeah, I think you got one of the ones that when I put the two in the pan,
Oh, I got
the oil came
Trudging
over
through it like a
and
trooper.
it like cooked over. All right, guys, that's going to do it for episode 2. Hope you enjoyed. If you do end up making the dish, go ahead and send us your comments or your pictures, and we'll let you know what we think. And we hope you return for episode 3. Until then, we'll see you later.